As we celebrate the country's birthday, now a look at some American treasures. Norah O'Donnell and 60 Minutes have spent the last few months going inside the National Archives, learning about the agency that not only holds the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution, but millions of other pieces of important history like these, shown to us by one of the archivists, Trevor Plant.
So what do we have here, Trevor?
So these are oaths of allegiance. They happen to be from Valley Forge. So the Continental Congress passed an act in February of 1778. They wanted all commissioned officers to sign an oath of allegiance to the forming United States. This is a very different type of oath because it predates the Constitution. They sent 600 of these pre-printed forms to George Washington to have filled out and returned. So the irony is that Washington's army is coming out of the famous horrible winter at Valley Forge. The army can barely afford to feed them, clothe them, house them, supply them with arms and ammunition, but they're like, here's all this paperwork we want filled out and returned. So the army numbered them. So George Washington is number one. As George Washington, Commander-in-Chief of the Armies of the United States of America, do acknowledge the United States of America to be free, independent, and sovereign states, and declares that the people thereof owe no allegiance or obedience to George III, King of Great Britain. So very different than our oath today.
So this is original from 1778?
Yes. And they're in very great, I mean, these are in very good condition.
And so that is George Washington's handwriting and
Yes.
signature?
Correct, yep.
And then here.
So here we have, this officer became very popular a couple years ago, Alexander Hamilton. We don't often think of him as Alex Hamilton, but he had signed his name, Alex Hamilton, on his oath. And he was an aide-de-camp to George Washington. So that's what he was doing at Valley Forge.
It's just incredible in 2024 that back in 1778, the paperwork was so important to the government.
Yeah, we're founded on paperwork. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Paperwork and penmanship. Norah will have more from inside the archives on 60 Minutes this fall.